hold in the picks and ban phase because, as we said, over 53% of the bans against Team Curse usually targeted at Voyboy.
I was gonna say that's Vayne. Vayne gets banned out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is that? We haven't seen her in so long.
That's funny.
But they take it out for Doublelift, his used to be his favorite champion.
Yeah.
Maybe they have better intel than we give them credit for.
It'd be interesting to see what they focused. Every game Curse has played against CLG, Twitch has been banned against Doublelift, so the Vayne and Zed come out to start this one off. I heard Bjergsen yesterday saying, man, I just wish I could have played Zed one game. Just keep banning him. And
interesting, CLG are forced to ban out the Alistar just because he's played in top and support now. It used to be an Aphromoo only pick. But with the changes to his ultimate and the mana cost, he has just skyrocketed in popularity, and we won't be able to see that combo with him and Link once again. Also, they take out that Tristana, which has classically given CLG a lot of trouble.
Kha'Zix. And what do we have? So jungler actually does get a bit of focus here.
So it's interesting, the landscape of junglers changed a lot on this current patch, and this is the patch that's going to be going to Worlds, so it's very interesting to talk about. The top 3 junglers did all take nerfs, but they were very small nerfs. So they've just been sort of brought down to the level of several other junglers, which have risen up. Kha'Zix being a big one, but also Nunu has really risen up alongside Kha'Zix to join the previous top 3 junglers. Which are both up. Dexter has classically preferred that Elise out of the trio, but we'll see if CLG switch something up here.
Nidalee grabbed up on the side of Quas, and Nunu would be very big for a kind of split push strategy that even Dig would run in the past if they were getting on Curse. But CLG, they're going to go ahead and lock that right in.
Is that Nunu that rose up alongside Kha'Zix? Very, very strong early vision control. Very happy about this one. Talk about that one later once the game starts and we have more time. But they pair it with a KogMaw. So that's a great late game already secured for CLG. Curse have already locked in the split pushing strategy. Basically the queen of split pushing. Nidalee right now is a massive lane bully as well as strong in the late game at taking down those turrets. Thing you have to watch out for with this Nidalee especially is even level 1 kills. Because if you face check a bush with Nidalee in it, or even with her near it, she can actually chase you down. She's one of the few champions that can deal enough damage early because she gets 2 spells from her 2 forms and a 30% increase in speed if she marks you that can take you out. So level 1 is going to be very exciting just because of that one champion pick.
I'm holding you to that.
We'll see how defensively CLG play the level 1, or if it is group invades, because both of those scenarios would reduce the effectiveness. Nocturne, though, being locked in to go up against this Nunu. So we'll see how well Dominate and Curse can protect their large jungle minions, because Nunu is great at taking those away and delaying not only the level 6 from Nocturne, but also the conversion of Feral Flare. So very interesting to lock in that Nocturne going against Nunu. Basically, they just want something that will get to the back, force the engage on that KogMaw.
Let's see what else we have. Lulu and a Thresh being picked up. Very interesting.
Yeah, it is an emerging protect the KogMaw composition from CLG, putting a lot of weight on Doublelift's shoulders. And since they banned out Tristana, there's nothing that will really stand up to them into the late game. That Twitch is still available. And he has a similar team fight power, but really, most teams, when faced with this situation, go with Corki, and they don't try and fight the late game power. Lucian, though, is a pretty good answer because he's not that bad in the late game either. He also builds a strong crit line. The only problem for him is the range disadvantage.
CLG had that Corki in mind with their bans. I see an Orianna for another shield coming in here, if anything. Still have the Syndra. No, actually, rather, picked up on the side for Cop, going to Voyboy. So it could be shields. That Rise is still up. That was played quite a bit. Voyboy would play that into the Syndra a few times. I don't think I've ever seen Link do it, though. They're going to have to be considering.
And the Syndra lock in here, we saw great things from Bjergsen yesterday. However, Voyboy in the early part of the season was playing a bunch of Syndra, and it wasn't having the effect that they wanted. They weren't able to get those Fog of War long-range stuns.
There it is.
The double AD All right, forget Syndra. They got a double AD coming from CLG. It could be an AP KogMaw in mid.
Absolutely, it could.
It's probably an AP KogMaw in mid. But basically, they picked 2 long-range carries. Link, the AP here for mid, will probably be building that as the Chinese and Koreans have been going with the very strong AP KogMaw, but that's very, very late game oriented. We'll see if Doublelift is able to put enough pressure with the Twitch mid-game picks to buy Link time to build up those mana items, because KogMaw really likes to start with the tier and a lot of those mana stacking items.
Man,
takes a little while to be effective.
I feel like CLG just kind of ran away with Champion Select in their favor. That's a pretty good composition they just got, and Curse hasn't really shown that comp together in itself. We'll have to see, though. They've had a lot of time to prepare, and before the series gets underway, let's check out the vote over on LOLesports.com, where CLG is leading Curse with 69%.
And as always, we're keeping those polls open. Just continue to vote on Twitter by tweeting out the hashtag either CRSWin or CLGWin to @LOLesports. All right, so we do get to see something already brought over, the new flavor.
Yep.
I don't think we've had AP KogMaw recently in North America, though it's been played sporadically throughout the history. KogMaw has been a strong AP mid laner. Recently just got nerfs to his ultimate, which took it down a little bit, but has skyrocketed in popularity pretty much at the same time. And they also have that blood-boiled Twitch for the late game for those team fights. So many options for CLG and many threats for CLG.
They have an amazing fight composition to bring out. As I said before, Twitch has been banned every game against CLG that Curse played them, and this time they leave it up instantly in the hands of Doublelift, so he's feeling super comfortable to start off that duo lane, which we said was being taken over by Cop and Xpecial as of late in the past 2 times these teams faced off.
Yeah, we'll see how Doublelift and Aphromoo play it this time around. Against Zilean, a lot of teams have been going aggressive to try and chunk him out early. Some teams, in response to that, the Zilean teams, a lot of Zilean teams have been lane swapping just to take advantage of the passive while not opening up Zilean to early aggression. But since he has not started with the Spell Thieves, there's no way they're going to go for a lane swap here. This is definitely a 2v2 from Cop and Xpecial. Going with the Doran's ring start on Zilean rather than gold generation. We'll see how this one works out for him, because that's going to give him a lot more lane dominance. We'll see how Lucian and Zilean can actually punish Doublelift and Xpecial.
As long as they can dodge the skill shot, or rather just a hook, as it would be. Doublelift's going to be hitting whatever he wants to while he farms. Well, let's see if they can take it over. It'll definitely give Dominate something to kind of relax about, because before 6, he wants to be jungling and getting that experience. Yeah, a lot of defensive wards going down, and CLG looks like they'll probably do a late invade and then swap their lanes. They don't want to have Twitch down there, open him up to that double bomb with a Doran's Ring plus Lucian aggression. If they can get Twitch up to his Blade of the Ruin King and then start roaming around, that will be huge for them. But delayed invade versus 2, and it does get seen out. Still some time on that ward. So Curse will be able to react here. All they have to do is swing down, start their own red, and then take control of the bottom side of the map of CLG. No blood spilled. And they have a timer now going over on the ward from Xpecial. And we have the start going off. So CLG, they go ahead and give up Dragon control here in the early part of the game. Curse isn't the team to super go for an early Dragon. They like to have Dominate try and control the lanes if he can. Even on Rengar, he was out to the lanes before 6 trying to help, coming up with some successful ganks. As we said, he's the one to have the most first bloods in the league here coming out of Curse.
All right, so as we see the fairly slow common start of the double jungles for Curse, we had a very early recall from Seraph to try and catch this common double jungle invade. They haven't gotten any vision down to pull off this move, though.
Well, this is a normal ward that Aphromoo put here in the beginning of the game, so that's why they still have vision in this.
Oh, they do have. That ward was stacked on top of this Curse ward.
Oh, man. So this is nice to deny 6 from a Nocturne. Very good plays.
Yep. Dominate, keep calm.
Still
Secure blue is able to get it. It was a nice move from CLG, though.
Gotta consider
stacking up that ward.
Who lost more out of the lane? You still get blue. He gets away. 6 might take a little longer because he's got to get more HP. He'll be able to heal up, though. And then they lose it out of Aphromoo in the bottom lane.
Well, there are a lot of good things that CLG get out of this lane swap. Yep. They get their Twitch to try and have an easy time ramping up to his assassination period.
This looks vice versa of our pre-show.
They slow down the Nocturne farming, or they attempt to.
Yeah.
Looks like there's going to be a collapse here. Voyboy pulls off. Blood Boil too much. One of the reasons why Nunu's so good at early invades. He can play it very easily. But another thing that CLG gained from that lane swap is neutralizing that Nidalee threat that we talked about. Spent a long time talking about her lane bully potential and her potential for those early kills. By pulling off that lane swap, they denied Quas a big part of what Nidalee is chosen for, the main part of her kit, the lane bully into the split pushing. So we'll see how it works out here, because currently trying to reset the wave, shove it into the turret so that Doublelift will not be able to freeze it.
He's already getting what he wants. It's going to be very good for him this game. See how this mid plays out. We haven't seen too much from Link. He actually isn't making any moves with this Cog. He's just farming up, as he should. He's not really going to be bullying out Syndra right away. Voyboy also not trying to push out Link in lane either.
Yeah, he is. He's not going to be able to bully out Syndra. Voyboy is the one with definitely a lot of kill threat here.
There he goes.
Especially once he hits that level 6. Long-range stun from Syndra is really, really strong against this composition. Anytime you have 2 low mobility carries on the opponents, Syndra is so strong because her stun does not get blocked by a beefy front line. One of the big things about Nunu is he loves to stand in front and take those skill shots for his team, but Syndra's stun goes right through him. So she's one of the best at either hitting a Twitch or KogMaw in the back line, and then having the follow-up there from a Nocturne Nidalee. See if they do get anything extra down here. No. But yeah, so there's good follow-up as well from Curse if he's able to hit that and take out one of the big threats from CLG. Good thing for CLG is they've got Nunu Peel, Lulu Ultimate for the buff, and 2 options. So even if one goes down, they still have a strong carry.
It'd be hard to find fights. CLG can't keep themselves on the top of the game here. Dominate and Voyboy could easily get some pickoffs later in this one. Well, it's the same thing. If CLG is ahead, they're going to be able to take down these turrets so quickly. All the protection on the ADs. Let's see that mid lane actually is running some AP on that Cog. Yeah,
it's definitely the AP Cog.
Mentioned that.
Pretty much the most common build for him for mid lane. But yeah, anytime that there is a Nunu in the game, I like to talk about the importance of keeping all of the wards down. He's one of the champions that can rush that sight stone before he even finishes his spirit stone. All about the early vision control. And I do kind of want to go on a little rant here about vision control, since we do have a lull in the game and a Nunu here. A lot of people do talk about good vision control and bad vision control, which is very easy to see in the game. But we don't really talk about the process of gaining it that often. Basically, there's offensive vision control and defensive vision control in the war on wards. And a team that has very good offensive vision control, if you can get your wards down into contested territory first, it alleviates a lot of pressure on your defensive warding game. Because not only do you obviously get the opportunity to set up those ambushes and the objective control, but you get vision of where your opponents are walking to place their wards. So it increases the accuracy of every sweeper that you use early game, which is very important because the cooldowns are extremely long early game. So if you are able to increase the accuracy of your sweepers, it greatly increases the efficiency of your defensive vision control game, and it makes it much easier. That's why I've become a very big supporter of these early mobility boots trend that we've been seeing from supports. Opposed to rushing the sight stone. There are many cases, of course, depending on what champions you have selected and their strengths in the game, where the mobility boots are a very good choice. Of course, those strengths do change over time. Let's see how this 3v3 goes around the blue buff. Syndra pretty much always has the advantage on those. Voyboy decides to jack the blue buff back.
Sharing is caring. Uh-oh. First blood, possibly. The ignite goes down.
Got flat.
Won't be able to heal himself. Where's the hook? Hey, just dodges it. Oh, Doublelift trying to flash in. Get that last bit of damage in.
Quas just got 4 summoner spells. Flash and heal both burn for Doublelift for the move speed and the extra
Ignite
gap
flash.
closer there. And the Ignite and Flash both burn from Aphromoo. So that's all 4 top lane summoner spells for Quas's for his Flash only. So very calm and strong escape there by Quas. Pretty big couple of wins here for Curse in the last couple of moments, where Nunu trying to take advantage of the vision, go for his invade. It was stopped because of the champion here. Syndra talking about those champion strengths.
Great
one of
timing
her
on this.
best ones is controlling neutral objectives, and they get the second blue. This is a really huge swing for Curse right here, because AP KogMaw relies heavily on that blue buff. And as you can see, already really feeling the power of the Syndra lane bully.
He's already trying to charge up too, so he's not going to be bringing any damage in to contest these buffs back. They're trying to put the defensive wards down, but they're not working too well with that little mishap we just talked about. Curse, like you said, grab a swing.
Yeah.
Good buy too as well for Cop in the bottom lane. So it looks like they could have the upper hand too in that duo.
He is going with a whole bunch of flat AD here, trying to get back in time for this dragon.
Right.
Vision fairly equal here. They don't have anything inside the pit, and there's no positioning from Syndra or from Cop, so it would be a miraculous steal if Dominate got in there, considering Dexter's on Nunu. But they do secure the dragon there, able to shore up that gold deficit.
Yeah, tie it. Very nice.
Now the other thing, when you're talking about War on Vision and the process of gaining control, is that you cannot cover the entire map in Vision and hope to keep that vision. If you spread yourself too thin in any war, then you will lose on all fronts. So you want to choose a specific area that you're going to target, and that's, again, based on the strengths of your champions that you've selected for that current game and the time of the game. So you target this one area, and you make sure to allocate several of your players to be able to defend those wards, because the fight over accurate sweeps and over pink wards is where a lot of people lose their lives, Riv. Wards don't kill people. It's the people who effectively use wards that kill people.
Dang. That's stuff, Kobe. You can see Cop.
All right, done with the rant. No more ward
Trying to
rant.
freeze bottom lane here. Totally sensed out by CLG. They have enough wards on the top side that just died where Dominate is right now that they knew he was probably in bot lane. But now
Doublelift.
He hovers back up. He's trying to get some extra damage in. Say, hey, look, we could be hurt, but here's our jungler because we're going to counter. Very close. Oh, what? Why did he stay in the front? Xpecial knew to get right out of this fight immediately. He'll be down for a second. I like it, though. So far, Cop coming back on this. They just play this one very nicely. Uses the relentless pursuit to get out. That's the slow. Doublelift could be coming up big here. Xpecial throws himself in the fire. Can he heal it back up? Oh, he gets the perfect amount of health back.
What an exchange out bottom. We do need to get a replay of that fight, because there were very good baiting maneuvers as well as keeping their distance here. Doublelift, he got chunked out so early that he could not continue to apply damage for a large duration of that fight. And so he had to wait for another opening, return to ambush, and go back in after the chrono shift had already worn off. So this is all CLG. They were initially trying to bait in this aggression from Cop and Xpecial because they had Dexter in the area. Aphromoo was able to land the strong hook to make this happen, but so much damage was received by him because Coppin and Xpecial had already chunked down Doublelift that they immediately get an answer kill. And Xpecial decides to go for the return here on Doublelift. If that piercing light from Cop had actually snagged Double, then it would have been the return kill. So close to going their way. But again, the first blood money was actually for Curse.
First blood again. First blood.
23.
Very consistent and persistent.
No Dominate this time, though. That was the bottom lane of Curse getting first blood.
You said the past 2 games, that's what they've been doing to Doublelift and Aphromoo, and that was a 3v2 situation. They were able to come out on top, one of the most aggressive bottom lanes. So good things for Curse so far. They still have that bit of control and timing on CLG's buffs and their own to contest and defend. So they could still get a bigger upper hand here and keep the dominoes falling in their favor. Just about 1,000 gold right now in the lead, and that first turret to relieve some pressure and really have to call somebody else up here to help Seraph at some point in time, maybe. See what happens. Quas doing quite a good job.
Yeah.
88,
all this action bottom lane, Nidalee has quietly risen as she should in the split pushing game here and been able to take out a turret by herself.
So good. They're causing so much chaos in the bottom lane. Dexter is not really getting much out of the ganks, and they're just clearing wards. Nice job by Xpecial and Cop.
And this is the battle over the contested territory here.
Yeah.
Vision down first, enabling the accurate sweepers. I really like, I'm trying to keep track of the accuracy of sweepers in players in game, but it's a very,
What's the count?
It's a difficult task here because you have to go back through by hand and count them.
The life of a Nunu. Wards and clearing wards. Stealing your buffs and clearing more wards. He goes back into the jungle. He's actually got some white and wolves to do, so he'll have some fun. Minute and a half on Dragon, so he's got perfect timing in that. Do a little defense here. Dominate cleans up, and he's actually going Cutlass right after his mod.
Ah, the classic.
Razor.
Yeah, this is a classic Nocturne build with the, used to be Wriggles into Blade of the Ruined King, but that item sadly no longer exists. So he's just going straight Mad Dreads into Cutlass here for extra early power. We see that build a lot on Rengar previously. Started by a lot of the Chinese and Korean players going with that build. Doublelift, though, he's got his completed Blade of the Ruined King, going for his first assassination attempt.
Oh, noes!
And it is a resounding success.
He had to pay him back. Doublelift was just remembering that Corki versus Jinx matchup in the bottom lane where Cop did the same thing. And he said, here's some medicine back. Seraph can't even really contest this red buff too much. Dominate's going to be able to come in. So CLG is able to reclaim their own blue, but that means Curse is focusing on red. I actually thought they were going to go ahead and give up that pressure, but they still keep it up in some way or another. Go ahead and get bottom turret for CLG. Great job by Doublelift to stay persistent there.
Is that long range, son?
Oh man, Dominate's just on the outside. That's the ultimate coming in, and he does terrify Link to death. Not going to be too much on this. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Nope. See, he tried to leave through the front door. Voyboy left through the back door and got out safely, but 1 for 1 either way.
What happened here is maybe a breakdown in cross-map communication for Curse. There was just a play bottom. They saw all these members of CLG down bottom taking that turret. Yet, after their play on the top side of the map, they still went for a play mid without any reinforcement. So CLG, with a very easy rotation up there to defend, answer that kill on Link, even though Link is a very juicy target, and we got to see that combo in action we were talking about for the Syndra Nocturne, CLG are the ones who come out ahead because they were the ones already in the vicinity. Very easy move from them to swing over to mid, and perfect timing for Dragon. They clean up on objectives.
Quas doing what he can on the top still, keeps the gold even with the turret for Dragon, and even the second turret, the Doublelift would have, or their turret with Dragon, I should say, they dropped in the bottom lane. So everybody's still clawing to get in the lead here. Infinity Edge for Cop. Didn't help him the last fight with the 3v1 on Doublelift and his Blade of the Ruined King, which he's now going for a Ghost Blade. Just a little harass in the knowledge. But this is a little bit of the ward game. They know the wards are going down, so the sweepers are going to be efficiently used.
And this is one of my favorite combos in the ward game, Nunu and Thresh, because Nunu's extremely quick and extremely tanky very early on because of the passive that he gets. He can go in and be the one to place down the dangerous wards. He always has a lantern to get him out if they run into trouble. So it's a really, really big boon for the team with that combo as far as the Vision wars go. CLG going to try and press it in this area.
All right. I'm liking it, Kobe. Both the compositions are kind of coming out now. CLG is going to try to force it down. They have a lot of power. Curse remembers to keep the split push going. Quas takes the other lane.
Yep, his teleport is available right now, but really Nidalee just prefers not to use that spell. Wants to stay here as long as possible. He's got the completed Trinity Force, so this is the big spike for Nidalee. Most threatening Quad is going to get. Seraph's got himself a double buff here, though.
Yeah, that could be really bad because they're coming down. Doublelift's going to match this. What can Curse do, though? Curse has to react. Make something happen for themselves as well. Oh my gosh, this could still be bad. Seraph has to get away. Aphromoo is going to be able to get the whimsy from him. There's two. Oh, the minions, they're doing quite a bit of damage right now. Chase him. Another one in mid. CLG wreaking havoc across the map. a little bit of chaos they're causing for Curse. Good chase down by CLG, knowing they had the time to kind of, I guess it's not a waste, but the time to run down there and get that to happen.
Yeah, another good roam from CLG.
Yeah.
CLG's movements across the map have been what's keeping them in this game. To nobody's surprise, really, this is what was expected in this matchup here.
They're the death ball this time.
Exactly. They've been doing a very good job, and especially with Doublelift on Twitch, he's had very successful ambush moves. You talked about the stat in this matchup even. Curse and CLG. CLG often getting Twitch banned against them by Curse. They thought that Doublelift was done with this and that he had moved on from this pick.
Never.
But he has not.
A little breathing room from the culling from Cop. See the AP's gotten mid lane. Penetration after the Athenes with the tier still stacking for Link. Still waiting on him to go big damage. We see the blasting wand come in. It's a quick rod right after for Voyboy. He has not been able to cancel anybody out. Usually we see him with a few kills or at least the attempted roam by now. But the team's kind of been in chaos. Still even in gold with that chaos because Quas has really been able to just control the lanes by himself.
Yeah, this is a really exciting game because it's still even in gold and both teams have very, very viable strategies still.
Yep.
The split push is still a good option for Curse if they execute it a bit smoother. They do need to try and get Quas some an early warning system up so that the same does not happen to him. CLG though, after that first pick Nidalee, a lot of emphasis put on someone who can get past any ward line that's not true sight here. So Doublelift, pretty big answer here for Quas, and he's going to be a little bit more careful in pulling that off. The other thing that Curse do have going for them, again, is this course that Syndra long-range stun setup into the Nocturne ultimate. CLG, though,
they're doing a great job of getting these wards down.
And their KogMaw has done a good job of farming back up in that losing lane. They've gained enough confidence to even get into Curse's jungle.
Yeah, there's that lantern you were talking about. Safety for the team. We'll have to see if they can continue to use that and get some kills out of the wards they've just placed. A little too close on the turret. That bomb's going to do damage, but it will not take him down. Dominate, he should die going in this far unless Curse can recuperate on the situation. A huge scat of the week. Quas comes in very deep. He gets hooked. Do they turn on him? It's not going to be enough damage right away. The speed up from Xpecial to get to safety, but slivers of health as these players are either limping at each other or trying to limp away.
One of the most satisfying things as Syndra is being able to have Scout of the Week cooldown come back up after you have unleashed power, because there are so many orbs on the ground, you get multiple stuns. First stun onto Seraph. Here we go. They go with the combo. Syndra ulti. Nocturne waits a while. They weren't sure if they wanted to 100% commit to this. Yeah. You can see why. Dexter zones out very well with the Nunu for a long time, but because of the Zilean pick, CLG are afraid to overcommit to these low health targets, and they don't get anyone too deep in this. That's why we see the few deaths from that exchange and CLG deciding to back off.
Very great fight prowess from both teams right now. This could be, oh, what a spell shield. Definitely considering that situation, reading the minds of CLG on the pink ward take. And they just get out with a quick downed death sentence. Looking at the summoner spells on both sides, really only safety, and Link's flash is up. Everything with kill pressure is down, so it's whatever they have right now in the skills and what's up in the mana bar. CLG takes Dragon though. They're gonna go ahead and grab 3. That's the third one of the game, all for them. And the gold's still not even now, but very close to being even with Curse in the lead.
And again, CLG playing to their strengths. Curse doing a good job not jumping into that, not playing into CLG's strengths, because whenever you have one of these double strong late game carry teams with a lot of disengage, they've got the Nunu, they have strong objective control, they have strong disengage for these two very threatening carries. However, they do not have a very reliable engage for CLG. So CLG, it's very easy for them to set up around Dragon, and it's very dangerous for Curse to venture into that area, especially without vision. However, Curse are able to rely on that split push. They just left Quas in the top lane. They didn't waste any time going down to Dragon, trying to face check a Lulu Nunu team.
And unfortunately, it looks like Seraph now being able to hold his own in that Quas lane. Quas not really being able to create the pressure he did earlier. We've seen him pretty much get killed twice towards that bottom lane now. Went back towards top, and he's stopped just halfway short of the golems.
He is swapping again down to the bottom side, and again, the teleport is still up. But CLG, so classically, when you have this team that CLG are sort of running here, it's usually, yes, they do have very good, easy control over neutral objectives like Dragon, because they have Thresh, Nunu, and Lulu for disengage, and they can scare you away. However, they are usually very weak to sieging up, because Twitch, as everyone knows, once he opens up from ambush, very vulnerable.
Right.
However, they have an AP KogMaw who's very, very good at poking down around the turret.
Orb now.
So once he levels up and he gains the extra range on his ulti, then they can actually outrange Syndra stun, as long as none of their carries, Link or Doublelift, get caught by that long-range Syndra stun, or Seraph actually, as we saw him get hit last time. Nobody gets hit by that, then they can rely on that poke from KogMaw to open up an opportunity for them to go with. Still though, Doublelift is not going to want to open up from his ambush around that turret range.
Man, I'd say Blue Buff has quite a high priority for Link right now. If Curse could do anything to really kind of get under their skin, it's consistently keep vision on that. Those KogMaw living artilleries definitely start to eat out your mana very fast. You can see he already has the tier, so they're ready to keep charging it up and feeding him that. Lucidity boots as well for safety on Ghost and Flash. We see that on TF as well. Just got to keep it for safety.
Yeah, Tier and Athenes are critical for KogMaw. Opening up on Quas again, though. There's the assassination. Doublelift able to get past any sort of vision, and he's able to turn the tides in that 1v1. Again, Quas goes down.
Even with wards, there's just not enough for Quas to get out safely now. The split push is kind of fizzling.
It's a very smart answer from CLG to be able to go back to that Twitch pick for Doublelift. Continually assassinate the split pusher. This was one of the earliest answers to split pushers that we did see, picking some sort of assassin to go pick them off.
You have a ridiculous clear on this team too. Seraph can go top lane or be with Doublelift, and Link can just void ooze and then living artillery a backline of minions. Curse is just stuck to be in mid and defend if they're not being able to split push.
Yeah, luckily for them though, Quas with the early static shiv, Voyboy with a blue buff, so they do have wave clear of their own. Lucian still has culling if they really do need it. But a blue buff on Link means they come in for that harass. Post level 11, he's got decent range already.
Sure, he would like that to be a Youmuu's instead of a static. On top. It's getting pretty intense, Kobe. Somebody's going to get caught here.
Watch the positioning as everyone reacts to the spheres being placed by Voyboy. Because the one thing about Syndra is that you can react to the stuns that she's trying to lay down.
Dexter wants it. He just walked right up to it. Oh, he can get one slow. He'll probably go in and throw it on the ultimate instantly. We see a lot of Nunus. It's not a full channel ult anymore. You can get it off with quite big damage if you just let it go. Not so much like that, but that's all the zoning they need to get the turret. So they're good off.
So that was beautifully executed by CLG.
Yeah,
they got
it was.
Blue buff on their KogMaw, so they want to take that opening, that window that they have to siege, and they take it. The only thing they misstepped there was a Blood Boil went onto Aphromoo instead of Doublelift. But he was standing right next to him. Just a little misclick. Quas, can he answer the turret?
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can. You questioned, it was answered.
So a trade in turrets there. That was actually a secondary turret for just an outer turret. Curse are not flustered here so far.
It worked, but it works slowly. As long as it works, that's what you need. So I was a little wrong. The split push did work, but it worked for losing something in mid as well. We'll see if Curse can keep the dominoes falling against CLG. It's probably going to be just from Quas again. That stick we saw from Voyboy gave him a good amount of movement in the mid lane. Dominate's maybe ulted once, twice this game. There's really not a lot of option for him to go in with the amount of shields and peels.
Hey, 2 ults, 2 kills. Two ults set up by Voyboy.
True.
He dumps Syndra in spheres into the target, and Dominate goes to make sure the target is finished. Combo definitely working as intended, and the exchange in objectives also working as intended for both teams here. They've got a little bit left on the duration of this blue buff for Link. Let's see what they can do for it. Their vision control here for Team CLG has lapsed. They're really, really in a tight spot here because they do not have any control over Dragon or Baron. So what Curse are doing is sort of baiting this by trying to fight the battle for vision around Dragon. But CLG do not bite that hard. They go back up to check just in time.
I believe that's Dominate, what was it, like 23 minutes? Dominate max consume on Nunu that one time, and that's how they beat Cloud9 in their game of week 11, I think it was, or week 10.
Yeah, this time around, though, Curse, they can't do... Whoa!
Whoa, dear. Oh, no! He gives him the okie doke, pulls him back in for a second there.
Here comes CLG, they're swinging around to flank.
That's one. Living Artillery does hit. They have vision on Xpecial, and it might just be him, but no, do they want Xpecial right off the bat? Blade of the Rune King used so Doublelift can kind of just run back and forth.
The drive-by Blade active.
Everybody kind of was just saying, look at the spells I have.
Whew, very tense moment there. CLG do come out ahead with the Dragon pickup. Now, yeah, the thing I was about to say is that this Curse team, they can't take down the Dragon super quickly yet because the Blade of the Ruined King has not been finished for Dominate. It's still just the Cutlass. So that 2-man threat of Baron is not that threatening. CLG, all they have to do is put one ward in there, even though it was immediately cleared out. It's enough time for them to take Dragon and confidently get back up to contest it, that there was no threat of a Curse rushing down that Baron, and they come out ahead once again in the objective game.
Very nicely done. And Seraph Embrace finished up. CLG getting mounds ahead here with the game being quite close. They just haven't really turned on the afterburners yet. It seems like they could do some big damage if they get the one fight that they need and run right down middle. Curse is still trying to defend a little more than they're even able to do offense, which means they have to find a way through CLG's strategy right now. Doesn't seem like it may be for game one. CLG has kind of locked down a lot of the map pressure. Now, with that lapse on wards, they've definitely noticed and start to put them back down on their side.
So it is very difficult for Curse to find that way through CLG's strategy. Really, they're looking for the way around it here with the split push, with Nidalee curving around the bottom. See what we did? But yeah, if they did have a way through, it would be the picks. Because of the combo, it's not available right now because Dominate just used his ill-fated Nocturne ultimate on Aphromoo without support. But it is coming up very quickly here. CLG trying to force this Baron, though. They have vision control over the pit and a blue buff on Link.
We see going into
TP coming in.
There it is. Down from the top side, it's going to be Seraph trying to hold the team down. Still has the wild growth to lock it and save somebody if they need to. Dominate gets hit up Dexter backing out of the fight as well. Doublelift is down, 46 seconds. Aphromoo is down, focusing on Link now. A Cathian surprise could definitely cancel out quite a bit here. Quas actually carrying this one out. A 4-4-3 so far. And Quas on the run here. It's going to be a slow from Xpecial if he can reach Dexter. He clicks to the left and says, here, have some movement speed, have a bomb. If you can take it, what a dodge from Dexter, but he does get the speed. Slows him down with a blast. They get the ace. 47,000 gold across the board, 8-8, and Curse aces. Counterlogic Gaming.
What a beautifully played fight from Curse. What execution right there. The confidence of the disengage and then re-engage of the team. We're definitely going to watch that one again. Quas gets a turret after that fight, though. So not only do Curse pick up the lead in kills there, or they even it back up, but they also get the objective afterwards because Nidalee's so fast.
You got to note, Kobe, Link used his Seraph Embrace accidentally before this fight started.
Oh, so that was pretty big, that being down. But really, he was one of the last ones to go down here. This is the re-engage that we're talking about. After the Zilean ult, they use that for Dominate to tank pretty much the entire Nunu ult, and so nobody gets zoned by that. They just bide their time. They wait for Dominate to come back up. As Dominate comes back up, Curse know that he's going to go down. He's an easy focus target. This is a support Zilean ult. He has no AP. This will not be a full health Dominate coming back up. So they know that CLG are immediately going to dump damage on Dominate, and they take that opportunity to jump in. You see Cop dashing forward and Quas moving up as well. They immediately answer that kill, and they come out barely ahead. Nicely played right there Curse really doing a good job, not hesitating. Very clear call.
Very strong fight indeed. We kind of thought the death ball coming from CLG would be the victor at all of our objectives we have in this game. So far at Dragons, but Curse turning that one around. Quas with a great teleport here.
Yeah.
CLG trying to set back up vision. It's going to be another tango for the Baron Pit.
Oh, they have the lantern though.
Yep.
Now, the thing is, second time around, will Curse be able to pull that off? Because Flash is used for everybody except Xpecial, whereas CLG, they still have the important mobility spells. They've got Link, Double Summoner, Doublelift with his Flash up, and even Aphromoo. So if he has to Flash Lantern or Flash with his ultimate to get back up, there's a lot more mobility there. Oh no!
That probably wasn't the best that could have happened right now. Dexter, he's throwing down a good ultimate, but he does get taken down by Cop. That's the best of situations. Both junglers are down. This would be a full team fight without a smite.
Yeah, Xpecial was not in range to get his Chrono Shift off there. So it's still a pretty big win for Curse, though, because a 4v4 with a Zilean still on your team is a bigger difference than the 5v5 with him on your team.
Is it a 4v4?
So we'll have to see. They have positioning on the mid lane here. They're going to get this turret down.
Like I said, once one team gets that opening, it's just such an influx. Map control comes to them now, and this makes Quas's job even easier. The team now can create pressure in the mid lane. The split push strategy comes back to life for these guys. Just need the wards now. It's a little dark.
This game is so exciting. The level of the last two team fights, those definitely deserve re-watching. There were so many small things that went on. We'll have to revisit them later. CLG, third attempt on Baron. Return to the scene of the crime.
Oh, man.
They've got the vision. They have cooldowns. They have positioning.
Slow going, that's for sure. There's the grab onto Quas. He should be able to get out safely. Just a little bit of focus onto him so far. Now 3 members. Whoa! What was going on the left side there? Voyboy gets taken down.
The pillar is now for Curse. They have no AoE stun now.
Yep.
They cannot fight this once more. They have to return to split pushing. There's no way they can run into that Baron Pit line.
Link dealing an extreme amount of damage. Voyboy didn't even think he needed to do anything evasive.
Can he answer, though? He's got a little bit of time. He's committed to this. He's staying in there.
Oh, man. Backdoors all weekend long. Let's get an inhibitor to start this one off. That's going to be a hit from Quas. He should and probably will go down in this situation. You got to go down valiantly, and he does.
What an exchange, though. Can they even up gold here? The turret plus the inhibitor.
It should be, yes, they're going to be more.
Dragon plus the inhibitor. Here's the thing, though. CLG, they've got 5 members alive with Baron buff. So the question is, how much can they get on this push? 38 seconds left on Quas before he can revisit the team. Defense now for Curse. Can they wave clear? At least one turret's going to go down.
It's going to be tough wave clear. Voyboy's coming back. The static shiv was purchased onto Cop. If he didn't get that, they'd kind of be fizzling out with the minion waves coming in. Turret falls without anybody there, as it should. And now we'll see what they can do on the front step. Dexter did this last time and just threw off absolute 0. Turret's a little too healthy for that, for the initial step. They're going to go ahead and make sure it's clear on the outside so they can't get flanked or swiped here by a pick from Dominate and Voyboy. And go at it once again. 11-9 coming up 37 minutes. Another amazing playoff game here for the NALCS.
Woo, you can say that again. This is an exciting start to this series. So glad it's turning out this well. CLG, there were doubts whether they would come roaring back after their visit to Korea. They look way better than when they left. They were having a lot of trouble in the last couple games before they left. Definitely with a much cleaner strategy this time around, but Curse as well have answered them every turn here. Question is, how can they use the super minion line in mid to supplement Quas's split pushing pressure? They've got, theoretically, 2 lanes of pressure here, with the artificial mid lane super minions going to be walking down there constantly.
I like what Curse is doing right now, making sure they're gaining the vision that they need, or at least denying. They're not really putting out too many wards. They're staying very much so power in numbers. Doesn't seem like they want to get too much. Baron's wearing off on CLG, so I guess that's the best option they have right now, to kind of hold back, let that happen, and have CLG just try to push in these super minion waves.
You bring up a very good point with your Curse vision point there, because again, Doublelift on Twitch. This team, the CLG team, is not a one-trick pony. They have the ability to also pick off stragglers. This is still a very real threat from CLG. Dexter doesn't even have to be with Doublelift. He can blood boil him and then leave. But they're going to go with the 5-man squad. They want those 2 threats. They've got the blue buff on Link. They have the Baron buff. They want to make use of this while they have the extra stats here and regeneration. Doublelift recalling, though.
He's recalling,
They're canceling the siege.
Quas on the top side. He's going to have to stop somebody. And Quas with a Bloodthirster now and a Frozen Mallet.
Let's watch this 1v1. Doublelift is going in. He's got the speed up from Quas.
No. Wait. Oh! No, he slowed him, but he's out of the brush, so it might just negate the speed. He actually throws on his Youmu's. He knows he needs to turn around for a quick second on this one. Wild Growth's going to save him. Quas has been 3v1 so many times this game.
There it is. Oh, my goodness. CLG switching gears so quickly. They rely on the secondary strategy there, go with the assassination from Twitch, collapse onto Quas, kill the split pusher, and now, what is it, 45-second window. Can they answer inhibitor turret? That all-important cracking the inhibitor turret line is what's important for CLG. That pick on the split pusher does not mean much if they can't get the turret down in that window.
It's so true. All the wave clear actually still stands for Curse, so this could be a tough task. 0 damage onto that turret, and they have to get in close to even get the auto attacks on. Yeah, they have the 2 long-range ADs and a Lulu, but it's not a huge amount of damage. Great job by Doublelift, focusing the turret. Whoa, Voyboy gets locked in. He did get the Zilean ult, so he's going to be back up fighting with the team. 2 down now for CLG. They did what they could to take the mid turret, and Curse shut the front door. It's going to be Dexter staying alive. That tankiness coming in. He gets the bomb on Link. They have to trade. They have to split. Link would have killed him, and he goes down anyways. Aphromoo getting hit up. Can he scatter the weak? It's within range, but he walks past it, so it's just going to be more Qs. Wow, Quas going to ham as he comes up back to life and continuously gets another ace for the team. We're going to go ahead and get down mid lane for Curse now.
25 seconds left on Doublelift. Are they going to go for the Nexus? No, they don't have
the Nexus. That inhibitor's going down.
Ooh, okay, so they don't have any minions to take off the armor buff of the turrets. There's no way that's going to be the end of the game. But what a response from Curse. They know that CLG are... Oh, they are going to try. What? They're going to get at least one Nexus turret here.
He says, I'm Quas. Let's go.
Woo. Okay.
And he says,
let's get it. We don't have the minions. The buff is on the turrets. We back up.
That was for the back door. They're prepping it.
All right, I can't breathe. Okay, replay here. They get the stun onto Link. Good Syndra play from Voyboy. He's spamming his ultimate so that he can get it off before he goes down. As you said, Zilean ultimate did get off in time as well. Link here having a hard time hitting the Qs, but he does hit the R to kill Cop, taking off the AD carry. And then this play from Dominate to flash in to get another kill because they have the teleport ready from Quas. And Nidalee, as we said, the 30% chase down speed for him enables him to make sure nobody is going to escape a fight. Curse cleanup for the ace.
Quas is playing like a monster right now. He, without being on the screen quite a bit, has controlled a lot of this game for Curse, and the rest of the team is doing the perfect thing to allow him to kind of just be a nuisance. Sure, he goes down on the other sides of the lane, but that just leaves CLG's window to say, let's go aggressive. Quas comes back and he says, now it's my window again, and it's really been working out. Gold again, completely even along with the kills.
And you can see CLG's priorities. They set up their vision around the Baron pit. They commit all of their resources, their 3 pink wards, plus all of their champions to defend their vision around that Baron pit. 17 seconds left on it. Curse, however, their highest priority, objectives, buildings to take down. So they rush over to try and create pressure on the bottom lane while they have, again, the super minion conga line going up mid. These games are so intense, Rib. I feel bad for you. You had yesterday, extremely intense series. I'm sure you can take it.
We only have the reveal show tomorrow. I can blow my voice out today. It'll be fine. Going out towards Baron now. 1 second, and he's alive. There's the worm. He's on the map. 3 pink wards coming in for CLG as their vision is on lockdown, but can they guard and secure that vision?
And Curse just, they're able to run in and face check this Baron pit where they didn't have any vision to go clean out CLG's because of their really deep offensive wards that they had. They had wards all the way down CLG's base. Knew that they were not on the map. They were confined inside their base. So Curse are able to use those previously placed line of wards to pull off a very, very, very much needed sweep of the Baron area.
So 2K gold lead. A bit of the back and forth is finally in Curse's favor, but I don't know if that really means anything for this fight.
Dexter, can he pull off the hero steal? He does not have flash.
Oh, the Baron finally goes down. The tickling hits Dexter in the backside, and they're going to go ahead and get out of this fight quick and easy.
Just to make sure that they do get that disengage, they want to set up properly. Oh, they're going to rush down mid here. Will this be an exchange? Everybody recalling, though.
It's like such an intense moment. Backing.
Well, it's like they were grouped up like Power Rangers there. Everybody in the same squad. 4-man recall. They leave Quas up top. They're going to exchange top turret here for mid.
They leave this poor turret in mid lane going down. CLG takes a bit of an advantage there. Good thing for Lanterns. Good thing for Lanterns. Slow push. Oh, he gets an inhibitor turret. Quas is going hard. The team's going to try and keep him here. Doublelift gets a very nice wild growth to stay alive through the Voyboy's ultimate. Voyboy tries to get out. Another inhibitor goes down. Kobe, we're going to get another race.
Crossbow for Dexter's turrets. Can they stop the recalls here? It's only Seraph. Seraph solo.
Oh, he got one. This is ridiculous. Seraph was able to take out Quas within the last few fights in the lane. He's going to go for the second Nexus turret. He is now a cupcake, but he will be getting back to form soon. Gonna have to back out on this one. Top inhibitor is down. Seraph jumps in and he gets a bit of glitter.
Comes up big, but they are able to stop Link, and they take down another member of CLG. 2 men for Curse alive means a 3-man defense for CLG should be able to clear out minions up top, but another inhibitor went down in the process. However, CLG, they were able to finally crack open the inhibitor line for turrets of Curse. They actually have a way into the base now. Still, so much left to go in this game. Baron's not going to come back for a while, so they won't have the neutral objective to sort of derail the team fights here. And it's going to be all about the wave control. Nobody has vision left on this map because there's so much emphasis being put on the defense of inhibitors and inhibitor turrets. We'll see who can get out there quick enough to establish
like poor man's
an area for an ambush. So let's see what happened back down at the base. CLG are going back to try and recall. Little did they know, Seraph was going to take care of business himself.
Where did Doublelift come from?
Goes in to try and stop this one. Aphromoo with a hook from the bush onto Cop to bring him into range of Link, where he gets taken out.
Good stop on the back for a few. Doublelift was able to make it, but they get good kills on both sides. 16-17. 2K gold lead still for Curse here.
Now, I really like these lulls in the late game where people have been fighting for so much that wards have expired. It opens up the opportunity for so many ambushes and finding the pockets of Fog of War that your opponents have left up. Was really impressed during the OGN finals, Blue and Arrows. The god Cacao able to find one of those pockets and actually ended the game because of it. Opportunity here for the teams. They've just got up some more defensive wards. So they've established some safe areas.
Yes.
But there are still several pockets to try and fit through.
We need a name
and
for
CLG, they always have to worry about a ward inside their actual base. Whenever you have 2 inhibitors down like
for a teleport?
A teleport, because Riv, how do games end on the playoffs in North America? They end with one person killing a Nexus by himself.
One person indeed. It seems to be the true form we have coming into this season. Who will it be? Right now, Quas is definitely on form to do it. He's actually building it now a Mercurial Scimitar for himself. More damage and safety. Good lord. That would not have been an alive person if he found him. Slow movement, though. Nobody really wants to make a move into these high-value pockets. They don't have the vision.
All right, deep breaths. CLG have established at least this quadrant of the map, their blue buff side. They've got it very well warded. They even have pink vision here to make sure that Curse do not have any deep wards down.
Xpecial, too. He has a Seraph's Embrace. Good lord.
Let's see if... oh, yeah, he does. Let's see if Doublelift can pull off another miraculous pick. CLG right now have their hands full. clearing out the super minion line.
That is the only thing that's going to win a game. Somebody gets picked on the outside here. They can't just, we've seen him walk up to the turrets numerous times. Curse won 2 of those fights in a row.
Yeah, and they have not been hesitating. They've been able to, either Voyboy is able to land one of these stuns from Syndra, or Dominate is just forcing the issue here. They don't wait around for this KogMaw poke. This AP KogMaw has not been able to get enough damage down on the backline before the fights start happening. Everybody now with bubbles as well. Going to make his job even harder. We'll see if he can come through here. He's even fairly strong at chunking down a front line if somebody's too close, though. So really it's going to be all about positioning and the hard CC that they're able to land for the next team fight. Bases are pretty much wide open. All it takes is one of those inhibitor turrets to be down. And if CLG cleaned up an ace, they could rush to end the game as well. Curse would definitely have an easier time of doing it, but nobody wants to make that first mistake here in the late game. We've seen it so many times in the high-pressure situations when everything is on the line, the playoffs and the relegation games. Teams start playing a lot more safe. They become so much more risk-adverse during these times because it means so much to them. And a first game sets the tone for an entire series in these best-of-5 that we are definitely going to be in the long haul for.
Yep. Already coming up on 50 minutes right now, Kobe. And we just got another blasting wand in the hands of Link. Going for a bit more damage on himself. Maybe Lichmane. We'll see. Try to take down turrets with the rest of the team. Everybody's got, this becomes my favorite point in the game when we get to 6 items, because it kind of just nullifies everything that happened before. It's like, what do you got? What do you bring into the table now? Can you play to the highest caliber on your champion?
And in this specific game, it's even more exciting because the weapons both teams are wielding are completely different.
Yeah,
CLG, they still have the option. They still have Blood Boil, put that onto Doublelift. Even Seraph can try and give him a picks, and they send him out. See if they can find that pick. Or they can rely on that KogMaw, the defensive disengage, long-range poke. He's got his blue buff up. Seraph is handling himself in the split push game versus Quas right now, doing a good job wave clearing. He even has a Zhonya's Hourglass, so he can buy time if he gets into trouble for the rest of the team to move over there. This team from CLG are very quick. They have so many speed ups that they can add onto Doublelift that Doublelift can make his way across half of the map extremely quickly to cover any weakness that does show up.
Here's the pick being set up right now. They're hoping they're in Fog of War. They have
Voyboy, though. He's fed up.
He does not get the ultimate yet. They're able to shut him down. He actually does have Zilean's ult, but can they continue this fight? This will mean game if they can get any more. What a teleport for Quas! Seraph had no idea he was going to get pinched in on the back line. Quas is still attached to Seraph, but he gets the Lantern to safety from the Thresh Express, and CLG is out of there. Inhibitors are going to be going down here, more than one for sure.
That might even be a push to finish. They don't mess time with the second inhibitor. They're going for the Nexus.
This would be absolutely ridiculous. You can get very tunneled in on trying to get the Nexus turret, which will cost you the fight. The fight will cost them the game on either side. One Nexus turret goes down. Xpecial's one shot away from dying. Ult comes up again for him. Rewinding it down. Cop lives. Quas still alive, having the biggest health bar at the end of most of these fights, trying to be the last man standing. That's going to be game 1. Perseverance and focus from Curse to take down CounterLogic Gaming.
Look at all of the sides after that game. What an intense game here. And I would expect nothing less from the opener of these two teams. CLG versus Curse. The rivalry is reignited here. Everyone talks about the TSM CLG, but for the longest time, the Curse were sort of like the stepbrother of that rivalry. For a long time, we picked up a lot of benched CLG members going to Curse, so they had this between the two organizations, a long story there as well. All of the players almost are different now, since save for Voyboy, but it's back alive. They have to fight each other to get into the playoffs, to get to Worlds.